Okay, here we are, Aragon again. We are talking. I'm getting a little zealous here. We're going to be talking about the chapter Death Watch and the extremely long chapter of The Madness of Life. That is probably the longest chapter I've ever read in my life, and that is Madness. So, the Death Watch opens up with a dream. This is very important, and I want to talk about this. And it's important because at this point, this is where the story's turning point takes place. There you go. Bam, $5. Anyway, so at this point, Aragon is staying at Horst's house. His legs are bleeding, and just horrible things. Garrow is dying, and Roran doesn't even know yet, and holy cow, and all this stuff just happened all at once. Bam, bam, bam. The Razak are here. Garrow is attacked. Go, bring him back to the town. He passes out for a couple days, doesn't know what's going on. This is an incredible turning point in the story. This is where it really starts to begin for Aragon, thus needing a tragic entrance. So, that being said, I believe that this dream is a foreshadow of what's going to come. This is a foreshadow of what hundreds, thousands of fans have been waiting for years, 45,000 years to be exact, since the beginning of the Aragon series. What we know of this dream is that it has not happened, and it is a conundrum. There's tons of theories. So I'm going to read it real quick, and then we're going to discuss it. Actually, just let me go through this real quick. Basically, he leaves Gertrude's house. They ask him what happened, and they're thinking, man, there are some really awkward tracks there that I've never noticed before, and your story doesn't quite line up, but whatever. So Aragon decidedly stays at Horst's house, and Saphira finally gets a hold of him and says, I haven't talked to you for days, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, I'm better now, yeah, anyways. So, the Madness of Life shows up, and Aragon jolts upright in bed, and Garrow dies. Paolini writes some incredibly sad things here. Katrina says, I had hoped to call him father one day. And Aragon yells, what god would do this? Show yourself. He didn't deserve this. Now, this is an incredible turning point in the story. Katrina says, I had hoped to call him father. And Aragon thinks, well, I didn't even have that right. And I grew up with the guy. So, on to the dream. He watched as a group of people on proud horses approached a lonely river. Many had silver hair and carried tall lances. A strange, fair ship waited for them, shining under a bright moon. The figures slowly boarded the vessel. Two of them, taller than the rest, walked arm in arm. Their faces were obscured by cowls, but he could tell that one was a woman. They stood on the deck of the ship and faced the shore. A man stood alone on the pebble beach, the only one who had not boarded the ship. He threw back his head and let out a long, aching cry. And as it faded, the ship glided down the river, without a breeze or oars, out into the flat, empty land. The vision clouded, but just before it disappeared, Aragon glimpsed two dragons in the sky. So I've been reading a lot of theories about this. Who are the two people? What is the strange fair ship? Who are the people with silver hair? Who's the man on the beach? What are the two dragons? Blah, blah, blah. Let's think about this. Now, Aragon, later in the series, will have a vision, and his vision is quite clear, and he's able to discern Arya's face. In this, I don't think it's a vision. I think it's a dream. I also believe that it is a foreshadow, but it is a dream. So, dreams carry a lot of metaphor. I do think that parts of it are literal, and I do think that some of it is metaphorical. He watched as a group of people on proud horses approached a lonely river. Many had silver hair and carried tall lances. The lances, I'm at a loss. I can't remember the lances except for the elves. However, proud horses, elves. Many had silver hair. It doesn't say all had silver hair, but it says many had silver hair, which, again, elves. So, a strange, fair ship waited for them, shining under a bright moon. Who are the fair folk? Elves. So, why would the ship be called fair? Maybe it's elvish. I'm going to suggest these are elves. It's an elvish ship. The figures slowly boarded the vessel. 2 of them are taller than the rest, walked arm in arm. Are they actually taller? I don't think so. The elves are the tallest aside from the Urgles and the Kull, but those obviously don't have silver hair, and they're not going to be boarding a ship, a fair ship, okay? So, yeah, these are not Kull and Urgles. These are elves. Are the 2 people taller than the elves? I don't think so. Metaphorically, I think the dream is telling him that these 2 are of utmost importance in the vision, not so much the others. However, the man that is singled out on the beach cries out, which also tells me metaphorically that he is more important. So there's 3 people of importance, and then 2 animals of importance, which would be the dragons, because they are also singled out at the end of the dream. So their faces were obscured by cowls, but he could tell that one was a woman. Okay, so it doesn't say that the other one is a man or a woman, but it does say that one of them is definitely a woman. Now there's tons of theories. Aragon and Arya, Najwada and Jormungandr, Islanzadi and Arya. Gosh, there's theories that talk about Angela and someone else. I mean, there's just tons of theories. Roran and Katrina. Who do I think they are? I don't know, but I think that the woman is Arya, personally. It's just my personal opinion. I think it's Arya. The other, I have an opinion, but I'm going to choose to keep that to myself until a later date. Now, the man on the beach. Now, it doesn't say that the man on the beach is a human, but it does say that it is a man. Do I think it's a human? Yes. Do I know who it is? No. I have an opinion, but I'll keep that to myself. As it faded, the ship glided down the river without a breeze or oars into the flat, empty land. The vision clouded, and Aragon glimpsed 2 dragons in the sky. Who are the 2 dragons? I'm going to suggest Saphira and Greenie. Okay, the new green dragon. Now, where are these people? Let's open up to our map here. If you look over here, where the Edda River and the Azragni River meet at Hedarth, it flows out. They connect and they flow out east. Now, out east, we know that the lands of Alagasia once spread out to the east, and the Dragon Riders actually policed that area of the Empire, well, before it was called the Empire, but that part of Alagasia, but it shrunk, so no one really knows what's out there now. I'm going to suggest that they're heading east, and I'm going to suggest that they're going to rediscover lands of Alagasia, all of them together. Okay? Thank you very much for your support. I apologize about getting these videos out kind of not on time, but feel free to post a comment, video response, whatever you want to do. Thank you guys for your support. Bye.